Over 70% of our planet is ocean. Beneath that blue surface, especially in the pitch-black deep sea, what is hiding? It's a kingdom where sunlight never reaches. In total darkness, under pressure that can crush steel, what kind of life could possibly exist? Today, we've gathered 6 of the most mysterious creatures from the abyss. We'll journey from real prehistoric titans to the most unsettling eyewitness reports on the internet. And our final creature, Ningen. It's not a legend in the traditional sense. It's a white nightmare. Are you ready? Welcome back to the unknown deep. Kicking off our countdown, this creature needs no legend to be terrifying, because it was a real-life ruler of the earth. This is Titanoboa. This isn't a movie monster. It was a nightmare that actually slithered through prehistoric swamps. Titanoboa lived 60 million years ago on an Earth after the dinosaurs. Now, imagine this, a snake longer than a school bus, weighing over a ton. It didn't have fangs. It didn't have venom. It had a more primitive weapon, power. Scientists believe its crushing force could instantly flatten a car. Any prey caught in its coils, its bones would turn to dust in seconds. So how do we know this monster was real? It comes from cold, hard stone. In 2009, in a coal mine in Colombia, paleontologists found its massive vertebrae. Some were as big as a human head. This discovery turned Titanoboa from a wild guess into a prehistoric beast right out of a textbook. Since then, Titanoboa has become a pop culture superstar. From the jaw-dropping models in museums to documentaries and video games, it fulfills our fantasy of a monster that was actually real. So that brings us to the question, is Titanoboa truly extinct? Scientists will tell you, yes. The hot environment it needed to survive is long gone. But deep in the Amazon rainforest, vast areas remain untouched by humans. In those sprawling, primeval swamps, is it possible that a smaller descendant branch still lurks beneath the murky water, waiting for its next ambush? It was real. And that fact alone is more unsettling than any legend. Number 5 on our list. A creature that sailors refuse to speak of because anyone who sees it vanishes. They call it the sea eater. The sea eater had no fixed shape. It was more like a living patch of sea fog. It has no eyes. Its only feature is a vertical, gaping mouth filled with countless sharp teeth. Legend says it doesn't roar. It doesn't attack. It just silently rises from beneath the boat, opens its mouth, and then the ship, the crew, even the water around it, are gone. The sea goes quiet, as if nothing ever happened. Here's the twist. The legend is backed up by history. Countless ships have vanished without a trace in calm seas. No distress calls, no wreckage. It's like they were literally eaten by the ocean. Oceanographers say that powerful oceanic eddies can create immense suction under a calm surface. So, did ancient fishermen just encounter a deadly natural event in the fog and describe it as a silent mouth? Is it just a scientific coincidence? Or did they see something far more terrifying behind the vortex? So, does the sea eater really exist? Probably not. It was likely a story created to explain the unexplainable. But in the abyss, where no sunlight can reach, what if life adapted by giving up sight, hearing, even intent? What if it just periodically rises, consumes, and sinks? How would we, on the surface, ever detect an act of feeding that has no malice at all? The last creature may have been a legend, but this next one was a very real king of the ocean. Its name comes from the biblical sea monster. It was the real-life Moby Dick of our planet's history. This is Livyatan, a prehistoric mega whale that hunted other whales. Livyatan lived about 12 million years ago. It grew up to 18 meters long, same as a modern sperm whale. But it was no gentle giant. Paleontologists found its teeth. They were 36 centimeters long, the largest functional teeth of any animal in Earth's history. It even competed with the megalodon shark for the title of apex predator. The twist in this story is that we learned about it not from legends, but from fossils found in the Peruvian desert. In 2008, a nearly complete skull with its terrifying teeth was revealed to the world. This discovery gave the Leviathan, once just a nightmare from the Bible, a scientific name. So, did this terrifying mega whale really exist? The answer is yes. Without a doubt, Livyatan was once a ruler of our planet's oceans. It is not a myth, not a guess. It is real history, written in stone, and perhaps the most unsettling part, it proves that the most terrifying monsters nature can create are often the ones that were real. If real monsters are scary enough for you, this next one will shatter everything you know about life on Earth. On encrypted forums, they call it the Bone Leviathan. The story goes, this image was leaked from a top-secret deep-sea mission somewhere in the Mariana Trench. It shows a skeleton of impossible size, resting silently on the seafloor. It has a massive skull that looks almost human, and extending from that skull is the skeleton of a giant octopus. But here's the truly terrifying twist. Cephalopods, the group that includes octopus and squid, are invertebrates. Inside their bodies, there are no bones, none. This means when they die, they decompose, they vanish. They could never leave behind a clean, complete skeleton like this. This image defies the laws of biology. Skeptics call it a clever AI image, but supporters point to the sediment on the bones, the way light bends in the water, the scale of the diver next to it. It all looks incredibly real. So, does the Bone Leviathan really exist? Logic tells us it's impossible. Perhaps it's just a brilliant piece of art that challenges what we think we know. But in the abyss, of which we've explored less than 5%, who can say for sure that the rules of evolution in the places we cannot see haven't written some truly unbelievable chapters? Coming in at number 2, Gran Maja. This creature isn't from ancient mythology. It's a brand new titan, born from the internet age, a deep-sea monster created by the collective fear of our generation. Here's the description from online forums. It's a colossal 700 meters long, far bigger than any known animal. It looks like a deformed whale, with a mouth big enough to swallow a submarine, filled with razor-sharp teeth. Legend says it lives in the unreachable depths of the Arctic, with 6 small, lifeless white eyes on the sides of its head. The twist is that this legend is directly tied to real scientific exploration. In recent years, scientists have recorded many unexplained sounds in the deep Arctic. Strange hums, massive knocking sounds. The official explanation is probably ice quakes or geologic activity, but the regularity of the sounds has many convinced it's something else. The legend of Gran Maja offers a terrifying explanation for these signals from the abyss. So, does Gran Maja really exist? Scientifically, there's no proof. It's more likely a work of internet art. But what's interesting is that our most advanced tools, deep-sea microphones, and high-definition cameras are what fuel this legend. The more we look into the abyss, the more mysteries and unexplainable shadows look back. And finally, we've arrived at number 1, the final nightmare we promised you at the beginning, Ningen. In Japanese, the word means human. And that name alone is chilling. Here's the online description. It's 20 to 30 meters long, and its body is an unnatural, pure white. But the most terrifying part, it has limbs that are eerily similar to a human's. Even distinct fingers. A massive, white, humanoid creature swimming beneath the Antarctic ice. However, that's not even the weirdest part. They say when you try to see its face, you see a blank space, like an unfinished pale giant from the abyss. The origin of this legend is extremely modern. It began in the early 2000s, reportedly from Japanese research vessels in the Antarctic. The crew first mistook the white creature for a submarine, but when it vanished at an impossible speed, the sightings started to spread on anonymous Japanese forums. So, does the Ningen really exist? The scientific community generally agrees it's a mix of misidentified beluga whales, giant rays, or tricks of the light, combined with internet folklore. But Antarctica is the most isolated, least explored continent on Earth. Its surrounding deep sea remains a great mystery to us, in that extreme cold and darkness. Is it possible that something, in order to survive, evolved into a form we simply cannot comprehend? Perhaps the Ningen itself isn't real, but the primal fear it triggers, the fear of an unknown humanoid creature, that is very, very real. The deep sea never gives answers. It only asks more questions.